Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have John. John is from Phoenix, in Arizona, in the USA. So let's see what John has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, John. How are you?
I am good, William. How you doing?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
So, tell me, how's your day going so far?
You know what? It's Friday. It's nearing the end of a workday, so I'm excited. Always looking forward to the weekend.
So, tell me, what has been the highlight of your week so far?
Oh, great question. Let's see what has taken place this week. You know, let me. I feel like I did something, and I don't remember what that is. But my calendar is going to tell me. Oh, um, so today is Friday. Sunday was my birthday.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing. So tell me, how was your celebration?
I am 52 now.
Wow, amazing. Do you like celebrating birthdays?
I used to, but once I hit 50, I'm not too happy anymore.
Amazing. I think aging is a beautiful place to be. I know sometimes can be, difficult because, we're just aging. However, it's a beauty for us to be able to live every age that we are in.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me where you're from, John.
I currently am in Phoenix, Arizona,
Hmm.
of course, the USA, and I actually grew up in Providence, Rhode Island. So from the East Coast to the Southwest.
And why Phoenix in Arizona?
That's where my parents decided to move us a long time ago. But it's a really beautiful place. It's almost Christmas and it's 74 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I don't know what that is in Celsius. But it's pretty warm.
I see. And do you tend to go to visit your relatives in Rhode Island as well, or you all your life already in Phoenix?
No, I've gone a few trips over there, not clearly enough, but on occasion.
I see. And tell me what you do for work for a living.
I am an operations manager for one of the IT companies.
Okay. So what do you like the most about your job?
It's a great company. I really love who I work for, and I get to work with some great people, and
Hmm.
I have two main accounts, really awesome people, and the company is really supportive in everything I do, and I get to work remotely, and that's fantastic.
I see. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Sure.
But before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Here we go. Uh, I was in the military for 21 years, and a lot of people know that. And I've been in the IT world with this company, give or take 11 years now.
Okay?
And that's also not a secret. But one of the things I've started to do as a hobby is I've gotten into acting in films. So that I'm making that a little bit more known with people and obviously my family and everything. My wife is supporting me in doing that as well. Um, it is kind of a hobby. I really hope at some point, some way, I could kind of take it to the next level. Because I don't like the term hobby because I feel like it's feel like it's not important if it's kind of a hobby. You kind of do it for fun. And yes, I am doing it for fun. I am doing it to meet people. I am doing it to learn more about filmmaking and everything like that. But I do hope at some point it becomes more than that.
Wow, that's very interesting for sure. And actually, I made a note here because when I was checking your profile a little bit, I could see that you're, involved in the film industry. And you're right, actually. When you say hobbies, it sounds more for fun, which is. However, it doesn't sound very serious. I
Correct.
get your point, I think. And, but I think both combine together because as a hobby, you are enjoying it, but at the same time as well, you want to make it more professional. You want to get more involved, something more, let's say, serious about it. I get your point.
Correct.
Amazing. You see, very serious for sure. John, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Sure.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Yes, you can always dance with me. So before we start the journey, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can take another one, okay?
Sure.
Amazing. First question is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Oh, wow. Um, I guess it's sweets. I like to snack and not every day, but every now and then, yes, I'd like to have some snacks.
What's your favorite food that you could eat for the rest of your life? Tell me a dish or something that you go like, wow, that's I could, have it every day.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's it's not an easy one to answer because there's a lot of good food out there. Um, hmm. There's no wrong answer, so I'm just gonna say lasagna.
Good one. And there's something that you can't eat at all or you don't like to eat?
Ye- yes. I am not that picky of an eater,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really I don't know if I have a good answer for that right now.
See? You know what? I'm a foodie as well. I love foods, and there's for me, I love sweets as well. It's my guilty pleasure. Cakes, like sweet cakes, I love it. However, I cannot eat very spicy food. I think spicy, I just cannot enjoy properly because it's very hot, and I keep drinking water. But I get your point. Do you like cooking, John?
I cook just a little bit. I don't do too much cooking.
Tell me something that your wife she cooks for you that you go like, that's my favorite one. There's
She cooks all the time, and she's a really good cook. Um, let's see. She can cook all kinds of good meals.
uh-huh.
She can cook Chinese food. She does some fried rice and egg rolls that she makes from scratch, and then she can cook a really good dish that we learned from a friend called flautas,
Okay,
which is a wrapped chicken, shredded chicken dish, which is fantastic, and then a few other things. So yeah, she's a great cook.
amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, John, next question for you is what gives you butterflies?
So butterflies in a good way or a bad way?
You can tell both one.
Yeah, because butterflies as in excited or butterflies as in nervous, right?
Yeah, I think they're all together for me. This butterfly sometimes can be for a good thing, but at the same time as well brings this, nervous at the same time.
Okay. I think, butterflies in a good way is just, when you get to spend time with the wife, that's always a good time, you know. And from a nervous side is, my real job, I have to present to the customer, sometimes, and sometimes there's high level people on there, and when you're doing things like that, it can be a little bit nerving, and yeah, so I always try to prepare myself as much as possible before that happens to make sure I'm ready.
As I can see your eyes shining talking about your wife. So tell me, how did your path cross for the very first time, if you can share?
Yes, we were actually both in the Marine Corps, so we met in North Carolina, and a friend that we both knew introduced us,
Uh-huh.
and last month we celebrated our 30-year anniversary.
Oh my God. Through those 30 years, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from her?
She can be a strong, independent woman. I did 21 years, and we raised two boys, and she did a lot of that work on her own because I was gone a lot.
Wow. Okay, so your wife, she's watching this interview right this moment, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say she's watching?
Uh, Thank you, baby. I love you.
Oh, very sweet. I love it. Next question. Let's do it.
The magic box.
Yes, Magic Box. John, so before the next question, tell me when the opportunity came along for you to get into the film industry. Tell me how the opportunity appeared for you.
The very first time I was stationed in Hawaii, and they were filming the movie Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
So that was, I think, like 1998. So I got to work on that set, I think, for like 5 days or something like that. It was pretty cool. I talked to Ben Affleck on set. Cuba Gooding Jr. was there and everything. It was really exciting. And I think I was involved in like 4 or 5 different scenes. And I was like, this is going to be pretty cool. And then, the film finally came out, and I got to watch it, and I didn't see myself anywhere, but I knew I was there. So I bought the extended DVD set, and I watched it in slow motion, and everything. And I am just off camera every time.
Wow. And what do you like the most about that? What's the biggest joy for you to be able to be involved in the film industry?
I think what is interesting about the film industry and creating films is there's just so much to go into making them, and
Uh-huh.
you don't even realize a simple dialogue conversation requires so much setup and tear down, and different angles, and different lighting, and all of that to make it look so seamless. And it really comes down to not only capturing good camera angles, but the editor taking all of that and making it flow together and really look good.
And the opposite side, the flip side, what do you find most challenging about your career?
Uh, uh, Most challenging about what?
About being in the film industry, what do you think? What do you find most challenging?
Um, right now, I think part of it is, just is financing, and you can do a lot with a little, but if you had more, you could probably do that much more. So I'm trying to work on a small project coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not going to require too much. I've got a lot of people that basically are going to volunteer some time to help make it happen. So that's exciting, and I'm really excited for that one. And I already have something that's actually bigger in the works to come behind that one, and that one I'm getting a little nervous about because I've got visions and ideas. The
Uh-huh.
wheels keep turning on that one, and as I'm doing that, I'm like, that's something that's just it's gonna require some money to make that work.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully my wife is not listening to this part, because we'll have to convince her at some point to figure out how we can make that happen.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, tough question now. If someone gave you an envelope with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not, and why?
Would definitely open it because, you know, um, that date is important, right? There's only two dates in your lifetime where you don't have 24 hours: the first day of your life and the last day of your life. And, everything you do between those two dates, kind of defines who you are. So if that date, especially when you're in your 50s now, that date is a lot closer than it was a long time ago, right? So if that date is sooner than I would like it to be, then there's going to be some things that I would do sooner, and maybe prioritize my list a little bit better. Maybe I would quit my job. I don't know. So if you can send me that envelope, please do so.
You know what, John? I would be very tempted to have it to open, but I don't think I would be able to do it. I think for some reason I would feel, you know what I mean? I would keep this date in my mind, even though it would be a long while. I would be still, you know what I mean, in the back of my mind. I don't think I would be able to. Very tempted for sure. I'll be like, oh my god, it's just in front of me,
Come
literally.
on,
But
William. I don't believe you because here's why. We've been talking about this interview for a couple of weeks now, right? So you're a man that planning and organizing and everything. So how do you not plan and organize yourself properly if you don't know the dates, right? Because we some of us have life insurance, some of us don't have life insurance, some of us have 401ks, this, that, and the other. I think you would adjust for all of those things if you knew what that end date was.
you're very brave, for sure. Amazing. Saying that, what's the meaning of life for you, John, when you think about life?
Hmm. Meaning of life, man. That's a big question.
Hmm.
Um, I think the meaning of life is just to have good time with your family and friends,
Hmm.
and to do things that make you happy.
Yeah,
Life is not something that is forever, unfortunately. We all know people that have gone too soon, and the older you get, the quicker you find that out. And that's it's kind of sad. It really is. The best thing we can do is remember the good times with those people,
totally.
and not focus on any of the negative stuff, because sometimes there's a lot of hardship and pain that comes along with those losses.
Totally.
So definitely want to celebrate the lives and the happiness. So um, yeah, really living life and trying to be happy. Focus on the things that bring you joy, and
Hmm.
try not to worry about the negative stuff.
And do you think happiness is a choice?
Sorry, what?
Do you think that happiness is a choice?
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
To a certain degree, right? You can choose to smile a little bit more, or you can choose to be grumpy and negative, and you will be grumpy and negative.
Tell me the happiest that you felt in your life so far. I'm sure you have a lot of moments, but when you think about happy, tell me a moment that for you go like, wow, that was, you know, a happy moment that you cheer you up for, for a long time.
I will go back to July of this year. So a few months ago, I wrote and directed, and put together my first film. It was for a 48-hour challenge. I convinced my wife to be in it, and I had it was a really small film project, but the goal was to get it completed and submitted before the 48-hour deadline, which is it's a challenge to do that.
Uh-huh.
And so I was real happy to get that completed. And then when I went to the film festival to see the results. I received an outstanding screenplay award, and I had my dad and my one of my brothers with me. So that was I had no idea that was coming. That was really a happy day for me, and it made it all worthwhile, and it really made me and inspired me to pursue this hobby a little bit more.
That's amazing. What a moment. My God. Wow. Great. Congratulations. Love it.
Thank you.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, next question for you is this one going to be very easy for sure. Who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
The most influential person. Do I have to name just one?
At the moment, yes.
William. Most influential person in my life.
For any reason.
Yeah. I don't know if I have one singular person. Um, but I will say at this particular moment, everything with me right now is focusing on film. So I got to work with a director named Dale, and he was, you know, and I worked with him on two different film projects, and one of them was a film challenge. So he was, under a timeline, a strict timeline, and he remained very calm and he was very friendly to everyone involved in the film. So that kind of inspired me to you know again pursuing this film life, filmmaking hobby. So yeah, he's an inspiration at this point. Thanks,
Amazing.
Dale.
Amazing. Yeah, those people, you just for some reason or another, they just leave a mark and, teach us a lesson or show us something that maybe we didn't see before, or just share something that maybe was essential for the career. It's a lot that we can take from those people for sure. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm from Brazil, and Brazilian, we love dancing. Before the next question, let's do a little game. So let's pretend that you're going to put together like a play or a movie or something that you're going to be on it as well. Yeah. And
Okay.
you have the biggest budget in your hand. So money is not a problem at all. You're going to choose anyone to play your mom on this project, anyone to play your dad as well. At the same time, someone to play a romantic partner, and also you're going to pay any director or producer in the whole world, and you can choose anyone to help you to put all together. So tell me those names.
Holy moly. Well, without a doubt. So I thought this was a one question, but this is a multiple question. Multiple question? Yeah. We'll go with that. So let's see. The romantic partner, I'm going to ask my wife to do that so I don't get in any trouble. And we'll just leave that at that. And then let's see, to play my mom and my dad. Wow, those are tough ones.
They don't
Hmm,
need to look like your dad or your mom, just someone that you admire, that
sure.
you love to
Yeah.
work.
Um, you know, One thing I am not good at is I am not good at knowing a lot of actors and actresses' names. And my wife is great at it because I was always saying, "Who's that person from that such and such film?" And she'll answer that. Uh, like 9 times out of 10, she always knows that. She's a very smart woman. Um, all right, we'll go back to the mom and dad from a director standpoint. Maybe Quentin Tarantino. He's a great director, and
Wow.
could have a lot of fun with that. So that would be interesting.
A lot of
Um,
blood in the movie, for sure. A lot of blood in the movie.
yeah, yeah. So we could have a good one there. Um, my mom and dad are really amazing people. So it would have to be somebody that's as good as them.
for sure.
And um, I'm trying to think about my age and actors that are old enough or could play a role old enough to um, be my mom and dad, and that's the part I'm struggling to find an answer with right now. So
But to
that's a
be honest,
great.
don't need to, because they can play anything. Good actors, they can play
Yes.
older, younger, the same age, so you don't need to worry about that. They just can play.
Yeah. Maybe let's say somebody cool like Matt Damon, I think, as my dad,
Oh
right?
my God.
Even though he's not old enough, but
Uh-huh.
that's okay. And oh my gosh, the lady from the original Jurassic Park, um, the scientist there, I don't remember her name, but Laura Dern from the original Jurassic Park movie.
Okay. So now the question is gonna be a bit tougher now. Besides your wife, you're gonna receive three missed calls on your phone from those three you just mentioned right now. Tarantino, Matt Damon, and the lovely lady just said right now. Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message? I call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you just ignore them for now.
I am calling Quentin Tarantino back right away.
Wow.
And I, hmm,
Mm,
I, yeah, I would message Matt Damon because I think Matt Damon is pretty cool. He got a lot of great movies. And sorry, Laura Dern, you're not getting a call back.
damn it. Okay, I'll take that. You can blame me, okay? You can blame the show.
Sure.
It's my fault. Next question is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, right this moment, where would you go and why?
I think I would like to go to Iceland.
Oh, why is that?
It just, I watch a lot of the CrossFit games, the competition, and there are few athletes from Iceland, and
Mhm.
it really looks like a beautiful place. It's definitely somewhere on my list of places to go. It's not that high up because I think it would take a little bit to get there, but it's definitely one that I would like to go to.
Talking about Iceland, it's winter now, it's cold, Christmas is coming. So tell me, what's your connection with Christmas?
Christmas, is always been a big time, big holiday for our family. I think like many. And my father's birthday is Christmas Eve, so we always, have to celebrate his birthday and then celebrate Christmas, and that's exciting.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. You say about your father, if your surname, John, do you have Polish in
It
your system?
is,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. But you were born in the US or you were born in Poland?
I was born in the U.S. Both my parents were born in Poland.
Where in Poland?
Ooh, that's a great question. I, uh, they came over when they were kids. They were
Uh-huh.
outside of Warsaw, basically.
Okay. I see. Okay. For the surname, I was like, I'm sure he got some Polish.
Yeah.
Actually, my great grandmother was Polish as well, actually.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I've got everything. I've got Italian, I've got African, I've got Portuguese. It's a
Okay.
mix. Yeah, for sure. Last question. Ready?
Yes.
How do I say last question in Polish?
Let's see if you can.
No, I was about to ask you, how do I say for you? I ask for
Oh,
you.
I don't know.
That's joke.
I wish I knew. I know very little Polish, and I wish I knew more.
Last question. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, before the last question, talk a little bit more about your time in the Marine. When you think about it, what being in the Marine taught you being during that time in your life?
It was a long journey. I did 21 years. I never expected that I would do that. I really thought I would, join my 4 years to get some educational benefits and kind of move on. And then, I met my wife. We had our first child. Then we had our second child. And then, 4 years turned into 8 years and so on and so forth. And it really worked out great. And some of the things that it taught me, it taught me a lot of things. It taught me a little bit about discipline, taught me
Mhm.
about leadership, taught me about attention to detail and confidence. And it taught me about, going back to leadership is, you know, when you're performing a certain job, sometimes you have to think about what the person that's senior to you does.
Mhm.
Because, if you ever want to take over, you have to know what they do. So, yeah, those are some of the things that I've learned.
I see. Okay. Last question for you is, oh, that's my favorite question of the Magic Box and came up for you. Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for. Just the person watching right now gonna go like, okay, I know this message is for me. So
Ooh, boy. Oh, wow. Uh, uh,
I love this question. It's my favorite.
I could say a lot of things, and I would say that don't marry that guy and just wait for the next guy, which was me.
Now you disclose. Now you disclose. Now
I
the
yeah, maybe a little bit.
it's okay. It's okay. I get it. Don't worry. I'm sure your wife is very special, feeling very special right now.
Yes.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say some words. Just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay.
Okay.
One word for money.
Challenging
Fear.
sometimes.
Family.
Love,
Life.
happiness,
Religion.
prayer,
Love.
family,
Politics.
complicated.
Sex.
Yes, please. That's 2 words.
It needs to be two words. It needs to be more than one. Friendship.
Please.
Desire.
Hmm. Tempting.
Yes, I would say danger as well. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Regret.
Yes.
Success.
Constantly.
Wish.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. One word for happiness.
Family.
One word for Rhode Island.
Visit.
One word for Phoenix.
Hot.
I knew you'd say that. I had some guests here on the show from Phoenix, and they said the same. Very hot.
Yep.
One word for USA.
Freedom.
One word for the Marine.
Challenging.
And the last one now. One word for the film industry.
Action.
Amazing. I love it. Let's pretend now we're going to meet your wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her. Define John in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
Is this rated R? um, boy, I think from a positive standpoint, she would say that I'm her best friend.
Mhm.
I hope. From a negative standpoint, wow. Uh, hmm. I would just say that I snore.
You said already. Loud, too loud, too loud.
Yes.
Amazing. Let's play now, John, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Before we ask the question, 2025 is finishing very soon, and 2026 just knocking the door. Question for you. During this time of the year where, one year is finishing, another one is starting, you're kind of person that make new resolutions, or you have some thoughts, or how do you enter a new year? Just go with the flow? How does it work for you?
I think New Year's resolutions are a little bit tricky for some people. And I used to kind of think about them a little bit, and then I kind of stopped doing that. But I think for this 2026 coming up, I think for me it's goals, right? And the goals is to take care of the family, and the goals is to get a couple of these film projects done, and hopefully move those things in the right direction.
And if you could define 2025 in one word, what that would be?
Hmm. You know, one word,
Yeah, one word.
one word, Europe.
Amazing. Wow.
And
Why is why is that?
because we actually made a trip to Europe this year, so that was something that we wanted to do for a long time. So we got to do it.
Where did you visit in Europe?
Well, so we actually did a few places. We did Paris, we did Italy, and we did Poland.
Wow, that's amazing. Not in London, not took the train from Paris to London, 2 hours, you'll be in London.
Yeah, we didn't.
I know, I know. Okay, you can ask me a question now, John.
Oh yeah. So William, you have interviewed people from all over the globe, which is pretty amazing. You got a great show. So out of all those locations where people are from, where would you like to visit?
Great question. My God, great question, John. And I must tell you, yeah, the Magic Box has been traveling all around the globe, literally. But actually, I'm going to tell you a place that I always wanted to go. Not just that. When I started doing the show, when I start, people coming from different parts of the world, I always wanted to have a Japanese person here. I always been very fascinated about Japanese culture, always been. And I was like, oh my God, I wish one day I can have a Japanese. Until one day, I invited a lovely man from Tokyo. He lived in London. He's an artist as well. He's an actor, and he's an artist, and he lived in London, but he grew up in Tokyo. All his roots are there. He's just here for studies and for his career. And actually, I think I was launching 3 years of the show, 4 years. I don't remember now. And of course, I made this interview as a celebration. So I would answer that to Japan because I've always been very fascinated about their culture. I used to work in a five-star hotel a few years ago in London, and you had guests from all over the planet now coming to the hotel to London. John, when the Japanese people they were enter the hotel, you could tell by the way they look at you, the way they approach you, so kind and so I don't know. There's something different about them that always been very fascinated about their culture. I think when I go to Japan for the first time, when I come back, I'll be a different person. That's for sure. I think we have a lot to learn from them. There's something about their culture that yeah. But I could tell so many places that that I would. For example, the U.S. Most of my guests on the show, they're from the U.S. And you have no idea how much my knowledge has grown regarding
Mhm.
the states of the US. For example, Rhode Island. To be honest with you, I've been close by. The last time I went to the US, I went to Boston. I was
Oh
this
yeah,
area. What the name of this area in Rhode Island? They call that different states.
yeah, New England.
New England. So yes, so I kind of visited there, like with a friend of mine. But I didn't know much about the area, the states, and everything. So the Magic Box, I think almost been every state in the US. So imagine talking about the capitals, the states, and every place in the US that I didn't know much about it, and now I'm very more educated about the US because of the show. So yeah, it's a difficult question, but right now I would say Japan for sure. Yeah,
Cool. I got to live in on Okinawa, Japan for 3 years,
you
and
can tell. You can tell then about their yes,
yes, it was a beautiful place, great people,
yeah.
really loved it.
So for you, tell me what the Japanese culture has taught you.
You know, they are they are very nice people,
Hmm.
and there was a show on Netflix called I think it was called The Blue Zones,
Okay.
about different areas in the world where people naturally and regularly live to 100, and Okinawa, Japan was one of them. And something about their lifestyle helps them do that. In that show highlighted different aspects from the different areas that did that, and yeah, it was pretty interesting to have lived there and to see that show and some of that. So really nice people, and I want to say that they kind of live a simpler lifestyle, and I don't want that to mean a negative thing at
No,
all.
of course. I see
But
what you
yeah,
mean. I mean, did you enjoy the interview?
I did. Thank you so much, William.
Thanks again, John. Thanks for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for bringing your positivity. I love your mindset and your love for movies. I think movies industry, I'm a movie lover. I love go to the cinemas. I go to the cinema every weekend. It's my therapy of the week. And I love it, connect with people here on the show and they bring, I can see how much you enjoy it. And carry on. I think it's always about enjoying the journey. I think, it's the film industry is a lot of hours, as you know very well.
Yeah.
It's a lot. However, when you see the final product there, it's the greatest feeling, as you did when you won that award for that,
Yeah.
for amazing. Keep going. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
You know, live your life to the fullest,
Hmm.
plan for the long haul, and take care of your family and friends.
Beautiful, beautiful. Merry Christmas for you, for your family and friends. Happy New Year. Hope this New Year brings a lot of for you. And we keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, William. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Merry
Take care.
Christmas.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.